My name is Thomas Landrain. I'm the co-founder and president of an open laboratory called Paillasse, which means the lab bench in French, and which is based in Paris, in the center of Paris. Anybody can be part of the program, and that makes it very interesting because the distance between all the stakeholders are much shorter. So it means that you have almost no intermediaries between two actors. So that is right. We think is the key, and if we are even in the position to provide resources so that they can develop their project, there we could imagine an environment of work that would be much faster and much more efficient at delivering scientific projects. Paillasse is an initiative that was launched about almost 6 years ago. At the time, I was still a PhD student in synthetic biology, and what appeared to me was that as a young researcher, it was very hard to work with people outside my own institution, outside even the world of academia. If I wanted to, for example, to work with designers or with entrepreneurs, it was kind of difficult. If I wanted to even work on something that was slightly different from the theme of my institute, it would have been difficult. So that frustration where you can't fast prototype project just to see if it's useful or not. I wanted actually to see if we could imagine a different setup, different work environment for science research in general. So with some friends, we created a laboratory, a biotech lab that would be entirely open and free, where we could invite anybody we would like, anybody that would like actually to come and see how new models for open collaborations could emerge. And very fast we had this very amazing community of dozens of people had very various skills, very various backgrounds. Literally, biologists were in minority. A lot of engineers, for example, people that had skills in electronics, in mechanics, in informatics. A lot of also philosophers, sociologists, even normal citizens without highly technical skills, and that was the start of Paillasse, basically, as a story. Biomaterials are a very interesting example of the type of work that can happen in such an open lab. Why? Because you need skills in biology, in design, and engineering. And to gather that diversity of skills is pretty hard normally. Here it was possible. So we worked, for example, on biodegradable electronics. We also worked on a different kind of ink, an ink that could be grown by bacteria, completely natural. When knowing that 99% of all dyes in the market are from petrochemistry. So that kind of setup was very interesting for it because it delivered so many interesting projects, very original ones. Some of them even became standards, for example, for education. Some of them became startups, like for the ink, for example. And so for us, it was enough to think about how to take this experiment, a social experiment as it is, and bring it to a new level where it could become as large as a small institute of research, but not in the suburb, but right in the center of the city. The main part of the budget and the main foundation of our business model is partnerships. We do a lot of partnerships with either public or private institutions. We only use open data, and everything that is produced is open data. It's open source. There is no exclusivity for the partners. We partner with institutions like Roche, for example, and we plan to release the first edition of such a platform in March for the second edition of Epidemium. And we'll be working much more closely with research laboratories, like academic research laboratories. We want them to understand that they can use such a platform as a lever for their research. That they can ask the question they are asking in their own lab, except they can ask it in the open, and they can start actually to work with people, that have time, that maybe they don't know each other, that they can actually share data. So it's you de-intermediate everything. So you don't have to follow the same path. Like the way you do science could be profoundly changed, because you will not necessarily need to be an academic researcher anymore to do research, and you cannot imagine doing this without such a demutualized and centralized platform, which is able to monitor in real time how people are working with each other.